Daniel's a different fighter, but let's not make no mistakes about this. He's fighting one of the best fighters. So he has to do something amazing to win this fight. You know, do you understand? So he has to go in there and do something which has never been done before.
Yeah. It's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you.
You know, jab, using lateral movement.
Heavyweight boxing pros are weighing in on the highly anticipated rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Derek Chisora believes Dubois must rely more on his jab and approach the fight differently than their first encounter. He emphasizes that beating Usyk requires not only physical strength, but also mental sharpness. Unless Dubois makes key changes, Chisora predicts Usyk will likely win again. However, he leaves room for an upset if Dubois fights smarter.
What I'm saying is this. To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Well, to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago,
Yeah.
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. That's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, hey, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barnet, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember,
Anthony Joshua offers a detailed breakdown of what went wrong for Dubois in the first fight against Usyk, calling the rematch a true test. He describes Usyk as a tricky opponent, especially due to his southpaw stance, which often disrupts orthodox fighters like Dubois. Joshua points out that Daniel struggled to land his jab and right hand, usually his key weapons, because southpaws tend to stand further back, making clean shots difficult.
Generation. You know, he done really well to go up against him and push Alexander Usyk in certain ways. Alexander Usyk's a good opponent. The thing where Daniel struggled, obviously, was southpaw. Daniel couldn't get his jab off, which is one of his main weapons, and his right hand off, because the southpaw, they're a bit further back because their stance is different. So you have to kind of counter with the right hand, and Daniel couldn't get his main weapons off, so he struggled a little bit. But it's cool. Came back, beat Hrgovic Miller, big, strong, heavy guy. Beat Hrgovic, who was apparently the boogeyman of the division. So he's done well to be in this position now after that. He's done well. Alexander Usyk fight, unlucky, came up short, but he's done well to bounce back.
Do you think it was a legal shot against Usyk or not?
I don't know. It's not. Don't matter what I say. Don't matter. What do you think?
I thought it was very close.
Dubois' inability to use his main weapons played a major role in his struggles. However, Joshua credits him for how he responded to the defeat. He highlights Daniel's impressive wins over fighters like Hrgovic Miller and Hrgovic, both considered dangerous opponents. Despite the setback, Joshua says Dubois has rebuilt well and earned this second chance, showing growth in mental toughness.
Blind.
No,
So
you.
I think it's on referee's discretion. I think if some referees call it legal,
So your opinion doesn't matter then?
I think more people are more interested in your opinion.
But I'm interested in yours.
If the referee called it legal,
No. You.
Either way, I think. Either way, because some could argue Usyk.
No.
wears his shorts high.
You.
I'll say it was legal.
It was legal.
We can call it legal.
Illegal.
No, legal.
Okay, legal. Oh,
You must have an opinion as well.
Probably legal. It's a fight. You get hit. You get hit around the belt. You get hit around the leg. I think he just got. It is what it is. He got hit. He went down. Legal.
Alexander Usyk enters the rematch with a clear and focused mindset. Rather than dwelling on the first fight, he considers that chapter closed. Usyk has no interest in defending past decisions or rehashing controversy. He's channeling all his energy into preparing for what he sees as an entirely new challenge. His disciplined, forward-looking approach reflects his intent to perform at the highest level, once again free from any emotional baggage.
Observation. but I not think about my first fight because it was in the past. Now we have a new fight. Maybe, I don't know, but I not think about this. Maybe Daniel do it again, but for me it doesn't matter because it's God's will. But I ready. I training long time. I have good protect in my both. Doesn't matter.
Do they think too much about the fight?
Promoter Eddie Hearn adds valuable insight to the rematch narrative. With experience in promoting numerous world title bouts, Hearn evaluates both the technical and commercial stakes. He believes the pressure is especially high on Dubois, who must prove he belongs among the elite. Hearn hints at strategic adjustments from Dubois' team and acknowledges the evolution in his preparation.
First fight, that was a low blow or not? I don't actually know your opinion.
I did. I mean, personally, I keep seeing the photos. You know, at the time of the punch, I believe it was low. Was it borderline? Yes. Were his trunks high? Maybe. So, for me, I did think that it was below the shorts. Where's the navel? Where's all this kind of, was it Louis Pabon? Was he the referee? Right. You know, does he have to say, look, we can't see your navel, you got to pull your shorts down? No, but that's what I'm saying, you know.
Don't mention his name around Frank.
Oh, Louis Pabon, okay.
Whatever you do, don't mention.
But one thing I will say is, Usyk don't like it to the body. And he was probably lucky because even if it was 3 or 4 inches higher, I think it would have had the same effect that it had. It didn't hit him in the nuts, put it that way.
He went on Piers Morgan, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago after the fight. They played it back, and it was here. It was right there. That's where you see it on there. All the photographs, it depends where they decide they want to stop, where the punch is coming from, and where it landed. They said, you know what? All of that now is irrelevant. He's got to, Daniel, on the 19th, what he's got to do the 19th of July is show what he's all about. He knows he can hurt him. And Usyk knows that as well.
He's a completely different fighter now.
He is. Well, they said it, their team.
Promoter Eddie Hearn adds valuable insight to the rematch narrative. With experience in promoting numerous world title bouts, Hearn evaluates both the technical and commercial stakes. He believes the pressure is especially high on Dubois, who must prove he belongs among the elite. Hearn hints at strategic adjustments from Dubois' team and acknowledges the evolution in his preparation.
Actually, go and look at the...
Two of them, just to correct you there, and I agree with the judges on this. 2 of the judges gave him the 4th round. 1 of the judges gives him the 5th round, which is the low blow round. The 4th round, 2 of the 3 judges give the 4th round to Dubois, not the 5th.
Yeah, but one of the judges did give him the 5th.
Yes, they did, yeah. One of them did give him the 5th, yeah.
Which I disagree with. I actually thought that Usyk got off the deck and gave him a bit of a pasting in the final sessions of that 5th round. Listen, he lost comprehensively. We had what 8 completed rounds. Usyk won at least 6 of them.
Correct.
At least.
Correct.
So when you're talking about the gap between the guys, I thought it was really, really wide. But Don Charles, the team, whoever's been around Daniel Dubois,
Kieran Farrell's
fight,
played a massive part in it.
Getting inside his head to convince him, you nearly had him.
Yeah.
You nearly had him.
Yeah.
To get him, it doesn't matter whether I believe it, or Tom, Dick, or Harry down the road believes it, or any fan believes it. We all saw what we saw. As long as Daniel Dubois believes what he's being told.
Promoter Eddie Hearn adds valuable insight to the rematch narrative. With experience in promoting numerous world title bouts, Hearn evaluates both the technical and commercial stakes. He believes the pressure is especially high on Dubois, who must prove he belongs among the elite. Hearn hints at strategic adjustments from Dubois' team and acknowledges the evolution in his preparation.
I can't wait for Alexander Usyk to teach Daniel Dubois a lesson in the rematch that's taking place Saturday, July 19th at Wembley Stadium. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois have a face-off to promote their fight. Now take a look at this. Listen. Daniel Dubois pushes Alexander Usyk and then goes and calls him a pussy. I find it quite funny when a quitter calls someone else a pussy. Huh? Make it make sense, because Daniel Dubois, yeah, you've come off a few good losses, but we have to remind the peoples your true nature. When shit gets tough, you quit. Look at that fight between you and Joe Joyce. You quit. The fight against Alexander Usyk, you quit. And for you to go and disrespect Alexander Usyk, one of the greatest boxers of our eras. Yeah, the man is so humble inside the ring and outside the ring. You are gonna get taught a lesson. Now, when Alexander Usyk beat Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois jumped into the ring and started begging for a rematch. I honestly believe you disrespected Alexander Usyk then, because that was his moment, that was his time to shine, and then you came along and messed everything up. Now, Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson for that. Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson for pushing him, and Alexander Usyk is going to teach you a lesson because you think you are the dog's bollocks right about now. Listen, I always like to support our own. I'm a Brit. I like to support British fighters. But listen, in this instance, in this case, in this up-and-coming fight, I am rooting for Alexander Usyk. I hope he teaches you a lesson and he reminds you of your place. Enough of me waffling. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this fight.
Promoter Frank Warren has expressed strong belief in Dubois ahead of the rematch. He emphasizes that Dubois has matured significantly and looked sharp in his last 3 fights. Warren calls Usyk one of the greatest boxers of this generation, which makes the challenge even more meaningful. His confidence is not just promotional hype, it reflects Dubois's reported mental and tactical growth. If Dubois wins, Warren believes it would be one of the most significant achievements in modern heavyweight boxing.
You all look bolder than that, aren't you? Yeah, I think if Daniel can do what he's done in his last 3 fights, I think he can win the fight. I'm very confident in him, and you're going to get a good Usyk anyway. You know, Usyk's a consummate professional. You know, it's not like he backed out the fight. He wanted the fight, so he obviously and his team believe in him. And that's why it's going to be such a good match. But I think that Daniel knows he can hurt him. And what I think, and I hope they're overlooking, Daniel can box a bit as well. He's not a one-trick pony. He's not just smash and bash. He's got a great jab and he can box.
Derek Chisora joined Simon on Top Boxing yesterday, and of course Derek Chisora has stood in front, as many have and many failed, and he was one of them, facing up to Alexander in the ring. Derek offered some information on how Dubois might go about taking care of Usyk on the night, though, Frank. Have a listen to Derek.
To beat Alexander Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Or to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago, I had a coffee with him with this chat. The guy lives in Ukraine. I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, I'll just go to sleep. Some craziness. I mean, like, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, he's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side because he's looking to go to the other side.
What do you make of that, Frank? Usyk's a special case because of where he comes from and what he's lived through, according to Derek.
Yeah, it's been tough what what the whole country's going through. There's no doubt about that. But you know, Daniel's had a real tough upbringing himself. It's just been boxing. You know, his dad took him out of school. He's homeschooled, and all he did was live and breathe boxing. So he doesn't know anything different than boxing. That's what he's been brought up to do. And now I feel that, you know, mentally he's really matured. And as I say, coming off these great wins he's had, he's already shared the ring with Alexander, and he knows what he's got in front of him, and he's not phased at all. You know, he called out and wanted this fight. He wants revenge, and as I say, I believe in him. You know, if it's all about being mentally disturbed to beat him, I thought then Derek should have won.
This rematch is more than just another bout. It's a defining moment in the heavyweight division. With world titles and reputations on the line, both fighters have something major to prove. Usyk aims to solidify his dominance and silence critics, while Dubois seeks redemption and validation. Broadcasters, promoters, and fans are treating this as a marquee matchup. not only because of the titles involved, but also due to the rich backstory and emotional stakes.
So the Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois rematch is official, July 19th in Wembley Stadium for the undisputed heavyweight title. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This rematch will be a lot more competitive than the first fight, and I love Usyk, but Dubois has gotten exponentially better in the last 2 years. In the first fight, he started off really well going to the body, but after the whole low blow controversy, he either lost some confidence or just started slowing down altogether, and then Usyk started picking him apart and got the stoppage. But since then, Dubois looked great defensively against Joshua. He kept his hands up more, walked him down and kept landing his right hands. And say what you want about AJ, but nobody has ever steamrolled Joshua like that. Now Usyk, even at 38, I'm sure he'll still be the slight favorite. Having beaten Tyson Fury twice now for undisputed, and he makes great adjustments, and his footwork will still give Dubois a lot of trouble. But either way, massive fight for the heavyweight division. Usyk said he's got 2 fights left, so if he wins this one, maybe he fights someone like a Parker or Caballel in his last fight. If Dubois wins, he can definitely force a trilogy for undisputed. But you guys let me know who you got in the big rematch.
Among fans and experts, the consensus leans toward Usyk. He's seen as the superior technician. With elite wins in both cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, his footwork, timing, and in-ring IQ make him a difficult challenge for any opponent. However, there's a growing belief that Dubois is a changed fighter. His recent wins have impressed critics. He looks more composed, accurate, and well-conditioned. Many point to his quiet confidence and mental maturity as signs that he's ready for this moment.
Fights, he won. So I think that statement, we can squash it. He's got an A plan, a B plan, a C, D, E, the full alphabet. I just believe despite the improvements Daniel's made, it's not enough. And the fact that Usyk's already got data on how to beat him, for Daniel having belief in coming up with a game plan is different to executing it. He's proved pride. Usyk knows he can hurt Daniel. He's got better footwork, faster hands, and a better defense. He wants to hope that Usyk is aged overnight, lost his memory, and forgotten how to fight. Daniel's best chance is a puncher's chance. And by the way, I'm actually rooting for Daniel. I hope he can pull it off. It would be amazing at Wembley Stadium, especially for the British fans. It's what dreams are made of. I'm a fan of both men.
Former Usyk opponent Tony Bellew holds deep respect for the Ukrainian champion. He notes Usyk's success against every fighting style taller opponents, heavy punchers, crafty veterans. Bellew recalls Usyk's unpredictability and control, describing his ability to read and outmaneuver opponents as world-class. Still, as fight night approaches, opinions remain divided. Some believe Dubois can swing the fight by applying smart pressure, cutting off the ring, targeting the body, and disrupting Usyk's rhythm early. Others respect Usyk's precision and movement, which allow him to turn any fight around. It's a rare matchup where either outcome feels possible, and that unpredictability is exactly what makes this fight so compelling.
Put more weight on his shots. I think he has the power to hurt Daniel Dubois. I certainly do that. And I think that if he's able to land on Dubois early and really start to build the lead and pepper him, as long as he's not had the wind taken out of his sails, Alexander Usyk is going to absolutely take over down the stretch. It might be the first couple of rounds are the most competitive rounds for Dubois and his best chance to strike. Because if you let Usyk get into a rhythm, you are screwed. So don't let Usyk get into a rhythm. If you can try and punch with Alexander Usyk, AJ had phenomenal success punching with Alexander Usyk in their respective fights. That's what I think Dubois needs to do. Try and attack the body of Usyk legitimately, double up on the jab and try and punch with Usyk. Usyk, find that left hand, probe with that right hand. Go to Dubois' body as well because Usyk's a very, very underrated body puncher, throws a great straight left hand to the body.